Okay, welcome, Brenda. Okay, it's 6 p.m. I'm going to go ahead and call this emergency City of Kennedy City Council meeting for June 29th at 6 p.m. Amanda, can you please call the roll?
Councilor Briones?
Present.
Councilor Wynn?
Here.
Councilor Stein?
Here.
Councilor Cano?
I'm here.
Councilor Meyer?
Here.
All councilors are present.
Mr. Lynn, would you like to lead us in a prayer?
Our Father in heaven, we thank you for this day you've given us, and we thank you for the most wonderful opportunity you've placed before us in order to serve you through serving our residents here in Kennedy. We pray that you give us the knowledge, the wisdom, and the guidance as we conduct business this evening to do what's right in the sight of your eyes and for the best of our residents, Father. We ask this in your precious name. Amen.
Amen.
All right. Do we want to say the Pledge of Allegiance? Do we have a flag around? Anybody around a flag? I got one right here.
Go ahead, Brandon.
Oh.
Okay. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Amanda, do we have any citizen comment?
No, sir.
Okay, moving on to item number 6. Consideration and possible action in regard to Ordinance 2010, an ordinance of the City Council of the City of Kennedy, Texas, extending a declaration of local disaster to require face coverings for commercial entities, an effective date, establishing penalties for violations, and all matters connected therewith.
Make a motion to consider item 6 on the agenda.
You have a second?
I'll second.
Discussion.
Mr. Mayor Pro Tem.
Go ahead.
Okay, thank you. This ordinance was an ordinance that was thought of to be originally placed on our agenda for July 14th at our regular meeting, depending upon how things within the state of Texas and even more specifically within the city of Kennedy regarding COVID-19 positive cases. As of Friday and the governor's press conference Friday, in conjunction with that and the complete surge of escalating cases within the city of Kennedy, I got with the city attorney, we talked about it, and we deemed the fact that we needed to call an emergency meeting as soon as possible to go ahead and put this on the agenda and get this resolved. The issue that we have is that we are only a municipality, and we can only be as strict as the governor's executive orders will allow us to be. This particular ordinance models those of other municipalities much larger than ours around the state, where they got blessings from the governor to do this. This ordinance definitely is the maximum amount that we as a small municipality can enforce and stay within the confines of the governor's executive orders.
Amanda, was this information put on Facebook and the city's website today?
The calling for the special meeting, for the emergency meeting, yes, I posted it on the Facebook page plus our website. And if the ordinance and resolution are approved, as soon as we get off the phone, as soon as the meeting is over, I will post them on Facebook and send them to our local newspaper.
Okay. And City Manager Lynn, how many cases do we have in Kennedy and how many in Karnes County total?
The numbers I received before the meeting we have 18 total in Karnes County. In the city of Kennedy, we have a confirmed 5 cases, with 3 of those being confirmed just today alone.
So we have 18 cases total, is what you said,
In the county, yes, sir.
and 5.
We're at 20. We're at 21 now with the county.
Okay. Okay, so I'm going to make a motion that we take action on, in regards to ordinance 20-10, an ordinance for the city council of the city of Kennedy, extending the declaration of local disaster requiring face coverings for commercial entities and an effective date, established penalties and violations of all matters connected therewith. Make a motion that we do take action and move forward.
I'll second that. I got a motion and a second. Any more discussion on this before we move forward? I guess I got.
Brandon,
Go ahead.
I have one question on the establishing the penalties for violations. City Manager, can you explain that a little bit more?
Yes, ma'am. Those are the penalties for the violations that were established originally when we adopted Governor Abbott's executive orders back in May. The city attorney and I talked about this, and he felt that it was a good idea to go ahead and incorporate them into this ordinance.
Okay, Mr. Lynn.
Would we be?
Go ahead, Justin.
Go ahead. I don't have the document in front of me, so would we be enforcing this on the citizens or the visitors in Kennedy, or would we be penalizing the businesses? Can you just explain that part?
Yes, sir. This ordinance is directed at every business in the city of Kennedy. What it requires the businesses to do is to come up with a health and safety plan. They have until July 6th to come up with that health and safety plan. It has to be duly posted, and every business in Kennedy has to require its patrons and its people to wear face masks, regardless of where those people are from. So I guess to make a long story short, in other words, if you want to go get a taco at Taco Bell, you have to put a face mask on to walk into Taco Bell. If you want to go buy groceries at H-E-B, this ordinance will require you to put a face mask on before you go into H-E-B. People come outside and are back at their vehicles, they're free to take their face masks off, and those type of things. This is a mandate to businesses to control and give them power to require face coverings in their businesses.
Okay. With that being said, if Chief Ash is still there, can you bring him on real quick, Amanda?
Okay, he's on.
Yes, sir. Chief Ash. Yes, Chief Ash. Okay, with this being said, and we're enforcing this on the businesses, and they're going to be mandating everyone to wear a face mask, how are the officers going to be handling this situation when they see violations that are being committed in front of them?
Sure. What I anticipate is we'll treat it the same way we've done everything in the past. If we get complaints from citizens about a particular business, we'll go in and educate the business on the ordinance, give them a copy of it, kind of educate and give them a chance to come up in compliance. If they just refuse, then we would look at some other type of enforcement. But I would instruct my officers not to take any enforcement until they get with me and we make sure the business has a chance to come in compliance.
Okay, we got places here that people do their workouts outside stuff in groups. How is that going to be recommended with the mask being that they're outside as well, since they're at a place an establishment? I'm just saying like at the firm. If people decide, I'm using that as an example, not pinpointing the firm or anything. People work out in the firm. They're going to be required to wear masks. I'm assuming, as we need some clarity on this, due to the fact that they're being inside. But if you live outside,
Brandon, the ordinance covers that. it says that there's no gathering of more than 10 people, even outside. And if they're gathering, they have to do what Section 2 says, which means that they have to be either 6 feet distancing or have masks on, even in the outside. It states that in
I know that. The thing is, when they're outside and they're working out, doing what they're doing told, you're gonna have that. Well, we're inside and we're outside. They're gonna have that come up, and there's gonna be debates there. We're trying to get that cleared right here, right away. What are the officers gonna do about stuff like that?
To answer your question, I am not quite sure. I will have to review the ordinance a little bit more. I'm not sure about the outside part. But we would treat it
Okay.
the same way. We would educate and, try to get compliance before we take any actions. Even with the last ordinance, we've never had to take any actions. Everyone is, when we go to them, they comply and we educate them, and most everybody, will comply.
Okay, Chief, gotcha.
I just have a quick question. This is Brenda. So when
Go
I
ahead,
go
Brenda.
to the park, to walk, there's other people there, but we're not gathered as a group together. Everybody's walking on their own. So at that point, we wouldn't have to wear a mask. Is that correct?
I would say yes, ma'am. That would be correct. It would be advisable that you carry a mask just in case, but yes, you would not have to wear the mask at that particular point in time.
So I guess that I kind of was thinking maybe that's what Brandon's trying to ask. If people are outside doing something, but they're not doing it together as a group of 10 or more, then they're okay not to have one. It's when they all go outside together to do a specific workout or a training or whatever they're doing, and there's 10 of them or more, then at that point they would have to wear one. Is that correct?
Yeah, Section 2D actually addresses that by saying that when the person is outdoors engaging in an allowed activity while alone or with only members of the same household or resident, or while maintaining a consistent separation of 6 feet or more from others and engaging in conduct authorized and allowed by Governor's Order GA 26. That's an exception to wearing a face mask.
Right. Okay. Did you understand that, Brandon? I don't know if
Yes,
that helped
yes.
clarify.
Yes, no, that better clarify it, Brenda. Yes, thank you. Any other questions?
Restaurants are we at still 50% capacity?
They are still at 50% capacity as mandated by the governor.
Okay.
Any other questions? If there's no
Okay.
other questions, go ahead.
No, I'm good.
Leslie, any other questions? I thought I heard you say something.
Nope, I'm good. I'm just waiting for them to call the roll.
All right. No other questions. Amanda, please call the roll.
Counselor Briones?
Yes.
Counselor Wynn?
Yes.
Counselor Sines?
Yes.
Counselor Kano?
Yes.
Counselor Meyer?
Yes.
All in favor.
Okay. Item number 7, consideration of possible action in regard to Resolution 20-18, a resolution of the City Council of the City of Kennedy, amending the City of Kennedy COVID-19 reopening policy and guidelines, providing a repealer clause, providing a severability clause, and establishing an effective date. Do I have a motion discuss this item?
I'll make a motion to consider item number 7.
You got a motion?
I'll
Or
second.
have a second? Got a second?
I'll second.
Discussion. Do you have a presentation for this?
Yes, sir.
Go ahead.
Mayor Pro Tem. So back at our meeting we had earlier in this month, our regular meeting, you all adopted the reopening policy through a resolution. At that time, everything that was contained within the confines of that reopening policy was in line with the trajectory of things and the governor's direction that he wanted to go in reopening Texas. This enabled us at that point in time to reopen Kennedy and to eventually phase all restrictions out. Since Friday, with the escalation of the cases within Texas and then the escalation of cases within Kennedy, it's become necessary for us to amend this policy and bring it more in line with the guidelines of the CDC and the governor as far as establishing when we can reopen Kennedy on a gradual basis. The CDC published a report, a 60-page report on reopening, and it had 3 phases. In order for phase 3 to happen, which is where we were, they had to show a downward trajectory of positive new COVID cases, and that number had to be 10% or less of all tested cases. That is the number. If you have listened to Governor Abbott in any of his press conferences, he has pegged everything at. Governor Abbott has always said that when the cases exceed 10% in the state of Texas, he will begin ratcheting back everything. Friday, he made good on that promise. The percentage was well over 11%, and Governor Abbott acted swiftly by closing bars and reducing the restaurant capacities. It became necessary for us as a municipality to follow suit. In so doing, what we are doing is we're bringing this amended reopening policy to you. What it does is it mandates that everybody in City Hall wear a face mask that enters City Hall beginning July 1st. It also pegs the actual ability to reopen the city meetings again to be in line with the CDC's guidelines of a downward trajectory of a maximum of 10% of positive cases over a 14-day rolling average. Essentially, what does that mean? That means that today was day 1. We would go out 14 days. We would take an average of all the positive cases. If that averaged 10% or less and stayed that way and was on a downward trajectory, on day 15, we could begin reopening again and having face-to-face meetings and those type of things. Until that happens, the best course of action, the most prudent course of action is to forego face-to-face meetings and gatherings until these numbers start to come down. And that is what this is. This is amending that policy to be in line with that.
Discussion?
Yes. Just trying to come up with this question correctly. Mr. Lynn, I look at City Hall. You're saying that everybody, now we're at the point where everybody's going to be wearing masks. What actually going to take when you see a person not walk into City Hall? Are we going to be offering them a mask? Or are we going to be telling them you can't come in to bring a mask? How is that going to work?
Well, we've already put into place with the statement that I issued last week. We've ordered 1,000 masks that we will give out to the residents of the city of Kennedy free of charge. The reason we're doing this is because we understand that as a government, we're asking them to wear masks. Therefore, we don't feel that it's right to make them purchase masks when we're more or less mandating it. If we see someone come into City Hall and they don't have a mask on, our first course of action is going to be to offer them a mask. We want them to have a mask while they're in City Hall, but we also want them to have a mask when they go to H-E-B or Walmart as well. So by giving them a mask, we're going to help them in that regards.
Okay.
I will say that in San Antonio, if you don't have a mask, you either buy a mask from where you're at or you are not allowed entry.
No mask, no service.
That's it. I mean, it's,
Yes.
we don't want
So
we don't want this to be something that hurts anybody or makes anybody feel a certain way. But on the other side of the coin, with us at 21 people testing positive, we have to do what's best for the community. And, I read all the stuff that was sent along with our packet on the mask. And although the mask won't stop a virus, the mask will stop the droplets and stuff that they're saying is spreading the virus. Because what they're saying is our spit and that we, from talking or coughing or sneezing, is what spreads the virus. So our mask will stop that.
Yes, sir.
Go ahead. Any other questions?
I was just going to ask if anybody, City Hall is not open, correct? Like to pay bills and stuff?
City Hall is open to pay bills. People
So you
can come in.
walk in. Okay.
You're right, but it's still the same way it was before. We still have that. You can come in through the outside doors, but that interior door is still locked.
Okay, that's the one I was talking about. So that's still locked. Okay.
But you do have the pass-through where they can hand the bill through there, right?
Yes, sir. It does have like the little night drop slot there where they can pass things through. Yes, sir.
Yeah. So they can come in and do it, but they still have to have a mask on.
Yes.
Correct. I was just talking about that, the other door.
Okay. Everyone good with this? Any other questions?
I'm good.
Okay. Well, if there's any other questions, any other discussion, Amanda, please call roll.
I don't think we have a motion yet, Brandon. We just had a motion to discuss.
I'm sorry. I thought we had. Do we have a motion to accept item number 7?
I'll make a motion to accept item number 7.
And I'll second.
Any other discussion? If there's no other discussion, Amanda, please call roll.
Councilor Briones?
Yes.
Councilor Wynn?
Yes.
Councilor Sines?
Yes.
Councilor Kano?
Yes.
Councilor Meyer?
Yes.
All in favor?
Motion passed. There a motion to adjourn?
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
I'll second.
Meeting's adjourned. Have a good evening, everybody. Thank you.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Thank you.